Have you been keeping up with all the changes in DeFi? You know, that initial promise of open and permissionless systems.
Yeah.
It's exciting stuff, but honestly, it feels like things have gotten a bit messy,
Hmm.
complex, maybe not as scalable as we thought they might be.
Right.
But what if the next big thing in DeFi isn't about just, tweaking what we already have?
Yeah.
What if it was about something fundamentally different, something smarter?
Well, that is a fascinating question, and it leads perfectly into what we're looking at today.
Yeah.
We're diving into Mode. And right off the bat, I can tell you this isn't just another DeFi project dropping a token.
Right.
What's got us really interested is their move towards what they call AFI finance, powered by AI, artificial intelligence.
And that is exactly what we're going to unpack today
Yeah.
for you today. We are going to figure out what Mode is doing at this really interesting intersection of AI and DeFi.
Yeah.
We've got their introductory materials. We've got their network overview. That's our roadmap. And so let's just jump right in, huh?
Yeah.
Let's explore what this whole AFI concept really means.
I think one of the most striking things when you first dig into Mode is this idea of AI agents operating directly on the blockchain.
Whoa.
And I mean, think about the potential there. Could this be how we unlock, a whole new level of speed and efficiency in DeFi? The kind of thing that, frankly, the current systems are struggling to deliver.
Okay, so AFI, it's Mode's big idea.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what AFI is according to them? Like, what's their fundamental vision for this new AI-driven financial world?
So Mode sees AFI as like the next evolution of DeFi automation.
Okay.
It's not about human users constantly clicking buttons
Right.
or even just static smart contracts handling every single step.
Yeah.
They see a future where AI agents are like active players in the financial ecosystem.
So these AI agents are going to be like full-fledged participants in this world.
Yeah.
What kind of roles do they see these digital entities taking on?
So they're focusing on some of the like really intricate, really time-sensitive parts of DeFi.
Okay.
For example, they talk about MEV searching, which is, where algorithms identify and execute profitable trades based on the transactions that are, waiting to be added to the blockchain.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Then there's arbitrage, where agents can automatically jump on those tiny price differences you see between different platforms.
Oh, okay.
And even things like smart contract auditing, where AI could constantly be scanning code for any weaknesses.
So it sounds like this could potentially be a huge upgrade, in terms of how efficient things are.
Yeah.
So the goal here, they're trying to build financial services that aren't just faster, more efficient, but also fully non-custodial, meaning, users always have control over their own assets.
Yeah.
And it's all going to be able to operate autonomously.
Exactly. The idea is to move beyond all those limitations that come with, us humans being involved.
Right. Yeah.
And this is where it gets really interesting. Mode is talking about AI to AI, AI to AI interactions.
AI talking to AI.
Imagine these intelligent agents actually collaborating on complex financial tasks,
Whoa.
like directly. That kind of AI collaboration could be a real game changer for, the speed and the accuracy of DeFi transactions. We're talking about going way beyond what humans can do.
So we've got these AI agents, they're interacting, they're executing all these really sophisticated strategies.
Yeah.
What kind of benefits could come from those AI to AI interactions?
Well, Mode thinks it could lead to like a massive increase in transaction throughput.
Okay.
So things happening much faster than we've ever seen before.
Got it.
Plus, it could introduce a whole new level of precision to financial operations and potentially even make things more secure through these automated intelligent checks and balances.
Okay, so they're not just theorizing about this. They're actively trying to build this AI-fi economy through partnerships, integrating new technologies, building functionality directly into their network.
Exactly. And I think if you want to dig even deeper, their Mode Mirror articles probably have a lot more detail on their strategies and their progress.
Okay.
They definitely see themselves playing a key role in this whole space where AI and DeFi come together.
So we've got a sense of the what of AFI, at least according to Mode.
Yeah.
Now I want to get into the how.
Sure.
Let's look at the actual infrastructure, the technology that's making all of this possible.
Right.
So this is where Mode's foundation as an L2 or layer 2 scaling solution comes in.
Yeah,
They've built their network using Optimism's OP stack.
that's right.
So for our listeners keeping track, this puts them squarely within the Optimism ecosystem.
Yeah.
But what's the real benefit of that L2 structure for their AFI vision?
Well, it comes down to scaling and reducing those costs associated with using the main Ethereum network.
Okay, so mode isn't working in isolation.
No.
They're part of this broader optimism vision for a network of interconnected chains, the super chain idea.
Right.
And they're actually calling themselves an agentic DeFi hub within that ecosystem.
Exactly. They want to be like the center point for all this AI agent activity within the superchain architecture.
Okay.
And one of the immediate, tangible benefits of this setup, as they point out, is a huge reduction in those transaction fees.
Okay, so how much are we talking about?
They're saying over 95% lower fees than what you normally see on Ethereum.
95%. That's a huge difference.
That's massive.
How are they getting that kind of reduction?
Well, it's mainly thanks to Optimism's Bedrock upgrade
Okay.
that really brought some significant efficiency improvements, making it much faster and cheaper for both, everyday users and for dApps to operate on mode.
Okay, so these apps are like apps built on the blockchain.
Exactly.
So this low fee environment, it seems like it's absolutely essential for what they're trying to do, right?
Yeah.
For all those high frequency automated interactions that the AI agents will be doing. I mean, it wouldn't work if the transaction costs ate up all the potential gains.
Absolutely. It creates the foundation, like the economic foundation
Hmm.
for this AI agent economy that Mode is so focused on building.
Let's talk more about that. What exactly do they mean by this AI agent economy, and what's the big picture vision for it?
Well, they're aiming high.
Okay.
They believe that on-chain agents and these AI-powered financial apps are going to be the key to scaling DeFi to billions of users worldwide.
Billions. That's a massive jump from where we are now.
Yeah, it's ambitious.
They're really putting their faith in AI to drive that kind of adoption.
Their tagline is literally, AI agents are the future of DeFi.
Wow. Okay, so it's not just about the AI agents themselves, it's about the entire ecosystem that they're building to support them.
Right.
What are some of the key pieces, the offerings that Mode is creating to make this vision of an AI-driven DeFi world a reality?
So they talk a lot about building a new kind of on-chain economy,
Yeah.
specifically designed to reward people for contributing to the network's growth. So it's not just about the tech, it's about incentivizing participation.
Got it.
And they've already got, according to their documentation, over 50 DeFi applications running on their secure L2 infrastructure.
50? That's a good number.
It's a lot. And it gives those AI agents a lot to work with, a lot of different protocols to interact with.
Yeah.
They also emphasize yield-bearing assets through partnerships with protocols like Ionic, Renzo, and Layerbank.
So users have all sorts of opportunities to earn yield on their assets within Moda.
Exactly.
And these AI agents could play a big role in optimizing those yield-generating strategies.
Exactly. And to make that happen, they're developing this framework for what they're calling DeFAI agents.
DeFi agents.
Yeah, these are specifically designed to automate on-chain trading and optimize those yield strategies using all sorts of data-driven insights.
So it's all about bringing the power of AI to those yield-generating activities.
Right, DeFAI agents, it really sums up what they're all about. And they've even mentioned they're going to launch AI-powered vaults, specifically for yield optimization.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, it sounds like a way for everyday people to benefit from AI and DeFi without having to build their own agents.
So it's about making it more accessible, democratizing access to these AI-driven strategies.
Exactly.
Now let's talk about how people can get involved, how they can potentially benefit from the growth of this Mode network.
Right.
Let's talk incentives and governance.
So right now they've got their Earn Season 4 incentives going on.
Okay.
This is where they're offering a share of $2 million worth of OKI tokens, Optimism's cryptocurrency, to users who stake their Mode tokens, vote for protocols, and use apps on Mode.
Okay, so you can find all the details on their Mode dashboard.
Yeah.
So they're not just incentivizing people to hold Mode, but to actually use it, participate in the network.
Exactly. Active engagement.
And there are also opportunities to earn yield through restaking, so putting your existing crypto to work.
Yeah, they've partnered with protocols like Renzo and EtherFi to let users put their ETH to work through liquid restaking and earn more yield on their holdings.
Okay.
And it seems like they're also rewarding users who provide liquidity and support the growth of the individual apps on Mode.
Right, so they're really trying to create this positive feedback loop where participation at all levels is encouraged.
Absolutely, a thriving ecosystem.
And through the Season 4 dashboard, users can actually vote for their favorite protocols, so they have a say in how the ecosystem evolves.
That's right. It's a real community effort.
It's this combination of technological innovation, community engagement, and governance all in one.
Exactly.
Now, Mode has this interesting set of principles they call the commandments of DeFi.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like it's their core philosophy about the future of DeFi.
Yeah, it's their big picture thinking.
What are some of the key ideas in these commandments?
Well, these commandments lay out their vision, which is, I'd say, pretty bold,
Okay.
maybe even disruptive. One of the main ideas is that blockchains are going to be mainly for asset exchange and speculation, but the big players in this space won't be humans. They'll be algorithms and AI.
So they're saying that the future of DeFi isn't just decentralized, it's autonomous,
Exactly.
with AI calling the shots.
Yeah, AI's in the driver's seat.
So they see a future where most of the activity on the blockchain is driven by these intelligent, automated entities.
That's the picture they're painting.
Wow.
Another key commandment is that blockchains are basically designed for machine-to-machine transactions, and AI is going to be the thing that streamlines those interactions.
So they're really pushing this idea of a shift away from humans being the main drivers of on-chain activity.
Yeah, it's a pretty radical departure from how we think about DeFi now.
What other important principles do they highlight?
Well, they're very clear that they believe AI is going to not just participate in on-chain activities, but actually become better at it than humans,
Okay.
and ultimately become the dominant force.
So AI is not just a tool, it's the future. What else?
They also argue that AI is absolutely essential for DeFi to overcome its current limitations and reach mainstream adoption.
So for them, AI is not just an improvement, it's the key.
Yeah, the key to unlocking DeFi's true potential.
Right.
They also talk about how AI is going to automate tons of processes, which will lead to, massive gains in efficiency and speed.
Makes sense.
And they believe that AI can actually simplify things, abstract away all the complexity that makes DeFi feel inaccessible to many people.
Yeah, if AI can handle all the technical stuff behind the scenes, it could really change the user experience.
Exactly, make DeFi much more user-friendly.
Right.
They also touch on this idea of AI agents competing for block space, which they think will actually drive value to the underlying blockchain.
Interesting.
And finally, their vision is for AI to shape a whole new economic model, one that's optimized for value creation through these intelligent, autonomous agents.
It's definitely a future-oriented perspective. It really gets you thinking about the long-term implications of having AI in our financial systems.
Absolutely.
So for our listeners who are intrigued by all of this and want to learn more about Mode, where should they go?
Well, as we mentioned, the Mode dashboard is the central hub.
Right.
That's where you can stake Modies and participate in governance by voting on protocols.
Got it.
They also have a list of all the DeFi protocols that are already active in their ecosystem.
Can you give us a few examples of those protocols and what they do?
So
Like what kinds of things are people doing on Mode?
So there's Sturdy Finance, which is a lending and borrowing protocol.
Okay.
Then there's DeFi Ironclad, another platform focused on lending.
Got it.
Velodrome is a next-generation AMM, automated market maker.
Okay.
It's a decentralized exchange that uses algorithms to set asset prices, and they want to be the central liquidity hub on optimism.
Ambitious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then there's Kim, DX, a decentralized exchange built specifically on Mode.
Okay.
BetMode is all about decentralized on-chain gaming and betting.
It's interesting.
And then Layer Bank is a universal, permissionless on-chain banking platform.
Wow, so there's already a lot happening in the Mode ecosystem covering a wide range of DeFi activities.
Yeah, it's pretty diverse.
So to wrap things up, what's the key takeaway here about what Mode is building and what they're trying to achieve?
Well, it's clear that Mode is all about building this innovative AI-fi ecosystem.
Okay.
They're really betting on the idea that on-chain AI agents are the future of DeFi.
Right.
They believe that AI is how we're going to get the scalability, the efficiency, the automation that we need.
And that L2 infrastructure on Optimism provides the foundation, that low-fee environment that's so important for all of this to work.
Exactly. And it's not just about the technology.
Yeah.
They're actively encouraging people to get involved, offering all these yield-generating opportunities, and giving the community real power through governance.
So they're building a collaborative ecosystem around this AI-driven vision.
Right.
They're really positioning themselves as leaders in this whole convergence of AI and DeFi.
Yeah,
It's not just a platform, it's like a whole movement.
I think so.
It's pretty exciting
No,
stuff.
it is.
And it really does leave you with some big questions to think about.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, what happens when we have truly autonomous AI agents running around in our financial systems?
Think about that.
What does it even mean for finance to be decentralized in that kind of world?
Right.
What role do we as humans even play?
Yeah, it's a big question.
It's a lot to consider.
It is. If you're curious, I'd recommend checking out the mode documentation or maybe even digging into some of those protocols we talked about.
Yeah, it's definitely worth exploring.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you next time on the Deep Dive.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
See you later.
See ya.